Arsenal have completed the deal for Declan Rice. It's seismic. It could almost be their new Patrick Vieira. Different player. I'm not saying they're the same in terms of skill set, but I'm talking about the transformation he could bring to their midfield. Now, according here to Tom Canton and his publication, Arsenal have Moises Caicedo transfer option as Chelsea talks continue amid Thomas Partey exits. The article here goes on to state that an Arsenal move for Caicedo is not out of the question for the club as Chelsea continue to struggle to get the deal done. He goes on to state that Arsenal have not completely closed the door on a move for Moises Caicedo. The Ecuadorian international has already agreed personal terms with Chelsea, but Brighton's valuation of 100 million has proven a stumbling block. The Gunners have agreed a deal to sign Declan Rice for 105 million, including add-ons, which is a key driver in the Seagulls' valuation of Caicedo. Although the Gunners continue to have an interest in the 21-year-old, it's understood that the major outgoings for a significant fee would need to happen for that to change. Thomas Partey remains linked with the move away, amongst other players. And this is a really interesting piece here because, again, let me state my stance before people always attack me for what other people write. Very weird behavior. I believe Chelsea are winning this race, leading this race. I believe he will be a Chelsea player. And this one article doesn't change my mind. But of course, Tom has his connections. His publication have their connections, and they believe that Arsenal are still in this race. But it reads very much to me as Arsenal are in this race for as long as Chelsea don't close it down. And as maybe Balogun leaves, maybe Lokonga leaves, maybe a 40, 50 million pound offer comes in for Thomas Partey, and Arsenal look at it and go, hang on a minute. We had 40 to 50 million ready for Lavia. But if we raise a 50 or 60 or 70 million for the sale of players, maybe now we have the right amount of money to be able to go back in for a player who had previously already agreed personal terms with us back in January. It is not off the table. It is not off the cards. Now, the tier one journalists will play this down because Arsenal right now will not be actively pursuing this transfer. They will not be going out of their way to get it done. And they don't need to right now because Chelsea are working on it. But it remains an option for them. But does anybody else see Arsenal spending another 100 million on a player? If they did and their midfield comprised of Rice, Caicedo, Odegaard, it's serious. It is serious times for Arsenal. Although Thomas Partey, I actually think had a very good season last year, barring that last little period where it fell apart. Caicedo and Rice together would be absolutely formidable. This is why, though, my message is, for whatever it's worth, is Chelsea, get this deal done. You know, we spoke about of Arsenal and Declan Rice, and they were kind of in the water, and then the big blue shark was coming up from behind, and it was a case of, listen, get out the water now, Arsenal. Pay what West Ham want. Get the structure sorted because you shouldn't, you can't sit in the water when there's sharks around you. And Chelsea need to be careful. Whether it's Arsenal selling some players, or City themselves becoming interested, or Man United's takeover being complete, you need to. They need Caicedo. I really do believe Chelsea need Caicedo. I think it's an absolute imperative deal for them. They have to get it done. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Also, make sure bell notifications are turned on and that you are following us on our TikTok. You can scan the QR code or click on the link below. Now, sticking with midfields, I want to talk about Liverpool. Really interesting piece today from Melissa Reddy. She says here that Sofram Amrabat, Ryan Gravenberch, Calvin Phillips, and Lavia are all under consideration by Liverpool. Sky Sports, a reporter, specifically mentions that Brighton's Moises Caicedo is not on that list. Now, a few days ago, Caicedo's name to Liverpool came up again, and it's really been played down by a lot of journalists, and Melissa Reddy has done that again. But there's still some brilliant names on that list. One, the standout to me there being Amrabat. I think Amrabat, because of his age, would be brilliant for Liverpool with the sort of younger players that they have recently brought in with maybe a little bit less experience. I know McAllister has won a World Cup, but I think they maybe need a bit more experience. Lavia would be a good option, but very young midfield then at Liverpool. But for the future, that looks brilliant. The idea of Calvin Phillips, I don't see that as a good move. Something about it. Look, he could recapture his form. Klopp could coach him and set him back alive again. There's something about that just don't feel right to me. I'd like it to happen because I don't think it would be a good move for Liverpool. I think Amrabat and Lavia on that list would be better options, but Liverpool looking to strengthen. And this comes at the same time that strong reports suggest that Liverpool will accept the £40 million bid for Fabinho to go to Saudi Arabia. They're hanging on for about 20 million for Jordan Henderson as well. The Saudi clubs want to spend a minimal fee between 5 and 10. Liverpool are pushing for 20. But it appears both those deals will happen. Liverpool invariably get their way. So let's just say they raise 50 to 60 million pounds. That puts them in a really strong position to strengthen their midfield further. As I've said, objectively speaking, Amrabat's probably the best option on that list due to his age, due to his experience, and due to the fact Liverpool need to buy a bit of experience if Henderson and Fabinho are both leaving. The midfield will be a bit light of that if they do not. There's some very good names on that list. Liverpool fans, I'd love to understand which of the 3 or 4 you would prefer. Which do you believe would be the best fit for Liverpool as of right now? Now, I want to go to Man City because Man City haven't done a huge amount of business so far this summer. But Bernardo Silva has decided to temporarily put aside offers from PSG and Saudi Arabia to focus on a move to Barcelona. It's his priority. I don't actually think, from a Premier League point of view, where Silva goes is important. I really don't. I suppose the Premier League clubs will, if he goes to PSG or Barcelona, then there's a chance he plays against you in the Champions League. So that will have an impact. But overall, the focus is very much, is he leaving City? Gundogan has already gone. Carl Walker has agreed personal terms with Bayern Munich. Riyad Mahrez is highly likely to leave. Bernardo Silva is highly likely to leave. Now, I know they have Phil Foden ready to step up and play regularly. We know they have Alvarez that can step into this team. Of course, KDB and Haaland remain, and Rodri remain, and Grealish. But are City weakening themselves too much? A City allowing too much experience and too much quality to go in one window? Are they weakening themselves to a point where they're leaving the door firmly ajar for a rival to slip in? City completed history by doing a treble in May, but they have the ability to retain a Champions League, which no Premier League team has done. And they have the opportunity to do the first ever four-peat, to win 4 Premier League titles on the bounce. And as a rival, I'm never going to get ahead of myself with City because they're impeccably run and they have the best current manager in the world. Pep will go down as one of the greatest of all time, there's no doubt. So I'll never write them off. They're not out of this title race or anything crazy like that. But are they allowing too much quality to go in one window? And who else are they going to bring in? Who's on the horizon for Man City? City fans, what are you reading? What are you hearing that I'm missing? I'm seeing Guardiola. That's at the back. Who is coming in to replace Silva, to replace Mahrez? Kovacic? That's all so far? City are weakening themselves and giving everybody else a big opportunity here as far as I can see. Now, they may address it. They may buy people. There may be a plan from Pep. If I was a City fan, I'd be ever so slightly worried right now. I really would. Fabrizio here with an update. He says that Inter Milan have decided to leave negotiations for Romelu Lukaku. The deal is off. Chelsea to be informed soon. The fact that he knows before Chelsea is mad. But this is really intriguing. Why have they pulled out? It says Inter are furious after being informed that talks of between Lukaku and Juve. We spoke about this morning, that certain outlets had said that Lukaku has agreed terms with Juve. Now what we see is that Inter are pulled out. And why do clubs pull away? They pull away when they know they're going to be rejected. This happens far too often for us to ignore as football fans, there's no doubt. So it looks like he's walked away. It looks like he's saying that Inter Milan have walked away. They know he wants to go to Juve now. Juve, though, however, at the moment of state, they can only proceed with the deal completing when they sell Vlahovic. Now, there was talk that Chelsea were interested in Vlahovic. That's been debunked. Chelsea aren't looking at him. Chelsea don't see him as an option. So Chelsea now needs someone to come and buy Vlahovic so Juve can come and buy Lukaku, because that appears to be what he set his mind on. So it's a waiting game now for Chelsea. But this could delay Chelsea bringing in that prolific number 9. And who is this number 9 they're going to go after? I doubt it's going to be Lautaro Martinez. Can they afford Victor Osimhen at £150 million? Or are they just going to wait? Could they wait a year and try and get Harry Kane on a free? Is that the plan? Is that what Pochettino wants? I'd love to get Chelsea fans' opinions on that below. Do me a big, big favor, people, and hit the like button for this stream. Please make sure you leave us your comments below as well on all these stories today. Until next time, you take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all again soon. Thank you.